solution, colloid, and suspension. The objective of this experiment is to learn the difference between a solution, colloid, and suspension.
Hello everyone, my name is Jansel and I'm going to show you the experiments I'm going to do, which are solutions, colloids, and suspensions. Materials: we need 3 clear glasses, milk, a piece of cloth, a flashlight, salt, uncooked rice, and water. The first experiment that I'm going to show you is a solution.
What is a solution? A solution is a homogeneous mixture of a solute in a solvent.
To put 2 tablespoons of salt into the water and stir. Let's stir it well.
In this mixture, the salt is the solute and the water is the solvent.
Now the salt has completely dissolved into the water.
And the appearance of the water remain clear or transparent. Salt and water solution is a homogeneous mixture. When the salt dissolves, it spreads evenly through the water. So, you can no longer see the salt as being separate from the water.
Now let us see if a beam of light will scatter in a solution. Just go and switch off the light. To start, I'm going to turn on the flashlight. You can see the light passes through the solution. The beam of light does not scatter into the solution because the solute is completely dissolved in the solvent and blends as one. So the solution will not show clearly in the path of the light because the particles are too small. Now, let's find out if we can filter the salt using a piece of cloth.
As you can see, you cannot filter the salt from the solution because the salt is in dissolved state and pass through cloth right along with the water. To summarize, a solution is always transparent. Light passes through with no scattering from solute particles, which are molecule in size. The solution is homogeneous and does not settle out. And a solution cannot be filtered out but can be separated using the process of distillation.
The next experiment that I'm going to show you is about colloids.
What is a colloid? A colloid is a mixture in which every small particles of one substance are distributed evenly throughout another substance. In this experiment, we need milk and water.
Let's pour some milk into the water and stir.
Milk and water is a colloidal mixture, and a colloid is a heterogeneous mixture.
And switch off the light. Let's turn on the flashlight and point the light on the mixture. I see a color yellow in the mixture.
And I'm able to clearly see the light beam as it passes through the liquid. This appearance of a light in passing through a liquid is the result of Tyndall effect. What is Tyndall effect?
The Tyndall effect is the scattering of light as a light beam passes through a colloid. The individual suspension particles scatter and reflect light, making the beam visible. Let us try if we can filter the mixture using a piece of cloth.
As you can see, the milk from the mixture cannot be filtered using a piece of cloth because the milk has evenly distributed throughout the water. To summarize, a colloid is a heterogeneous mixture whose particle size is intermediate between those of a solution and the suspension. And the Tyndall effect is the scattering of visible light by colloidal particles. The last experiment that I'm going to show you is the suspension. What is a suspension? A suspension is a mixture in which particles eventually settle at the bottom of the container when the mixture is left undisturbed for some time. For this experiment, we need uncooked rice and water. Let us combine the handful of uncooked rice with water. As you can see, the water becomes cloudy when I stir the mixture. Let us check the appearance of the mixture after 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, the appearance of the mixture remains cloudy and the uncooked rice settles at the bottom of the glass. Let's turn off the flashlight. Switch on the flashlight and point the light on the mixture. As you can see, the beam of light scattered on the mixture because the particles are large enough to scatter the light. Let us try if we can filter the mixture using a piece of cloth. The answer is yes, because the solid particles, which is the uncooked rice, are larger than 10,000 angstroms, which allowed them to be filtered. To summarize, suspensions are a heterogeneous mixture of two or more substances. Particles of the solute do not dissolve in the solvent, but they remain suspended in bulk. The size of the suspension is large enough to be visible from the naked eye.